Okay, we're back, and it's time to solve these panels. We're in the quad, as you can see, and we have learned about both of these things. So, let's start here. We need to pair up the stars. So, uh, each, like, each pair of white stars needs to be separated from the others. But we can have um, like we can have a pair of black stars and a pair of white stars in the same box. So we could probably do this. Wait, there's too many white stars. Okay, what if we do this, this, and then this, and then this? Okay. So we probably have to solve this as well. So we need a vertical column of 3, and we need this shape either horizontal or vertical, so rotated in some manner. And the easiest way to do that would probably be to put these 3 at the bottom, and then there'd be 2 here, and then this shape could kind of go in the corner. Would that work? So then we would need, or, no, that wouldn't work. Like, no. We could like that would be the right shape, but then I can't get to the exit from here. So what if I go up first? Here we go. Okay, so we just had to flip the shape that way. That works, right? Okay, now the power is on to this panel. This looks like an elevator. Okay. Okay, so it's probably in this position right now, right, lying flat. But we can also do it like that, and that'll make a ramp. I wonder if we have to... We can probably just wait till it's raised. Cool. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's something. See, there's an endpoint there. Well, let's see what else changes. Okay. All right. So now we're doing propellers and tetras. So the propeller means that we can ignore one of these symbols. Right? So as long as the propeller is in the same box as the one we want to ignore. So that should work. Yep. It made me worried for a second, but that's good. And then we could do this. And then we can do this. And now probably want to do this. Wait. Probably want to do this. Oh no. So it's not eating that one because we made it that shape. So we need to make a mistake before it will be satisfied. So that just means I have to go this way, right? Yes. Okay. So my first thought was to draw a square around these middle ones, but there's no way to put lines on all four sides of that. But we could combine these two into like a, one of those shapes. And then that should work. Wait, this. Okay. All right. Making progress. Okay, I can just walk over that obstacle. But now we can get this, I think. No, not quite. We probably have to do something. Oh, we probably have to maybe bring the ramp over. Okay, well, what do we have here? Oh, let's go over here. This looks... Okay, so this must be a control to move something. Like the ramp. There must be a way to move that. Oh, I guess... Okay, so we can't go through here. We have to use the ramp to get to that side. But I think there's also a puzzle... Oh, probably from the other side. We can use the ramp to trace one of our perspective shapes. Can I just fall off? That would be I guess not. I think I have to bring the ramp back. So I would do like this. Okay, so if the ramp's like here, I could probably just run down it. Yep, okay. So, now let's move it back to where we need it to be. Okay. So, come on over here. Oh. Okay. Oh, what if we're standing... it still doesn't quite line up. Okay, what's this do? Oh, good. That's handy. Okay. Now we have a purple or a pink propeller and green stars. Okay. Now we have a purple propeller and purple stars, or pink. And that... Oh. Maybe we can do this? Yeah. Okay, that kind of makes sense to me, like, yeah, you need to have a... But why didn't it work with just one star? I guess because if there's one star, that star will match up with the propeller and make like a true. But we need a false for the propeller to be satisfied, if that makes sense. So, and there can never be 3 or more stars in the same square. Okay. Now there's 5 orange stars. So we can do that. Now there's 5 of each color, like there's 5 pink things and 5 orange things. So we probably just need to pair them and not use the propeller as a... Oh wait. If we do... if we do this, no. If we do this, I mean, I think I get the idea, but it's the execution is the hard part. Like stars can't be by themselves. Like you can't have an orange star by itself unless we use a propeller. But that would only cancel out one of the mistakes, I think. So what if we do this or this? No. What if we... That's close. Oh, not quite. Wait, what if... So we could do this. No. We could do this. Um, so, like the bottom group works and the middle group works, but then we have two single stars, which won't work. So we need a way to to pair up. Would that even work? So if we paired, well, now we have 3 of each color. That's not going to work. Okay, so we need... This might work. Yeah. There were 2 of those, so that's fine, and then the propeller got rid of the extra orange. This one's easy, right? No. This one is easy, right? No? Yes. Okay. Now... No. No. It's close. Not quite. Oops. There's that. No. Just go straight up. Here we go. Okay. Like this. We're close. We can do that. We could do this. We could do this. Wait, I mean this. And this. Okay. Okay, so now we do Tetris. Tetris. No. So we probably need to do a Tetris piece like that. But we also need to cut those 4 pink stars into 2 groups, 2 pairs. Oh, I see. So we could go up here. Okay. Same idea. Here, except we'll just use that to ignore one of the Tetris pieces. Cool. Alright, that is active. Oh, over here. And we can also still move the ramp, it looks like. Okay. Well, what is... I'll do that in a second. What's this do? So... I guess I could do like this. Oh. Okay, so this is going to factor into the perspective puzzle. Let's move the ramp back. Like this. But also maybe I should flatten it out. Well, let's see what happens if I move. How would I do that? Like this makes sense, obviously, because that's what we just did. How would I do the opposite of that? I guess I could include... No. Did I do this? Does that make any sense? No. Oh, I see. That's better. Okay. So, yeah. Huh. Oh, so I probably just have to, instead of trying to catch it at a certain spot, I probably have to leave out this middle one or something like that. So I can, instead of trying to interact while it's moving, because it moves pretty fast, we'll just set it where we need it. That looks good to me. That's done. Okay. And then we still have this one over here. So probably just need to move the ramp over and then maybe flatten the ramp out. Oh, not that far, right? We actually need it like here. Okay. And if I go down there, okay, I can get back up. All right. So I'll need to climb back up it, because that's too stretched out. I'll need to climb back up this while it lowers. Okay, good. Yep, that's looking good. Well, it's still a little... Maybe if I look at it from this side. Oh. Okay, so this one I think I need to catch while it's in the midst of lowering or raising. How do I get down now? I guess I can do it from here. Oops. There. Nice. Okay. Seems like we got all of those that we need. We can check later on the black pillar. Okay, so what are we doing here? Looks like we need to use the propeller to negate the star. And we can do that by including it in the Tetris piece. Like that. Now, similar idea. But we need to turn it. And now I bet we're going to use the propeller to negate one of the Tetris pieces. Maybe. Yeah. Or... Hmm. Um... Let me think. And we could do something like this. Yeah. And then this. Okay. Alright, looks like we're driving power up the ridge to the cube. We can either go through the studio. Is that something? Let's go up this way. There's our old friend, the windmill. Haven't been back there in a while. But we don't really have a reason to yet. We haven't found any more of those video codes. But there were also doors down there that we might have the tools to open now. Okay, so here we have a propeller. This should be pretty easy. Maybe. We can't just do this because that is not, there's no mistake for the propeller to trigger. And we can't do that either because there's still no mistake. Oh, okay. Can we just do this? Yeah. Alright, this seems like... Okay, we got the Quarry trophy. That seems like one of the more advanced laser boxes. But it might get even crazier. I kind of hope it does. Is this one even going to point at the mountain? Might be one that we have to reflect, like before. All right, now it's pointing that way. Better turn around. Okay. Okay. Look at that. How many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've almost got the locks open. There were 7 locks, if I recall correctly. But that said, I know there are more lasers than locks, and I kind of want to get all the lasers before we do whatever is on top of the mountain. Now that cloud there is interesting. Like, this is almost lining up something. I wonder, is that the purpose of the dead tree? Look, oh wait. Oh, maybe we're already where we need to be, almost. Is there a tree branch that would help us? Huh. Like, I'm thinking like start there, but then there's not really an ending point. That's really close. That's getting... I don't know, what about in the reflection pool here? No. Yep, I don't know. Well, I'm sure that's going to be something. Is that? That almost looks like a thing. But we already... Well, we looked at the black pillar and we decided that there's no... There's no thing you can trace on the tree, but that doesn't mean you couldn't stand there and look at something in the distance. Seems like a good place to stand and look. But I don't see anything right now. That little piece like chewed out of that cloud is gotta be something. Okay. So we finished the quarry. There were some doors in the under the windmill that we could check, but I think we'll save those until later. There's also the door on the beach that we might be able to open now. Actually, that might even give us a new windmill code, you know, video code. All right, there's the stairs. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. So we've got to do Tetris pieces, subtract squares from the Tetris pieces, and cover all the dots. Yikes. How would you even... Like the... Oops. this Tetris beast doesn't reach any blue squares. Unless... no. And this one doesn't either. Can a blue square be by itself? Or... let's just see what happens. Seems like we need to do this. That blue square probably won't like this. But let's just try it. Now... this is not going to work. But let's just see. Yeah, it doesn't even tell me which part I got wrong. I mean, this makes sense. Then... if I could get these squares all together, they'll cancel each other out, but hopefully that blue square won't cause a problem. But it did. So what are we supposed to do about you? That was good otherwise. Oh. Okay, we could use the 4 blue squares to cancel out that shape. Okay, so then we, as long as we keep the blue squares in the same selection, okay. Then we have to No. I know that's the right idea. I have to do something like this, but now those, these two dots are not covered up. All right, let me start over real quick. This seems good. I could... let's try this. No. Well, I could do this. Does that help at all? Well, I think I know what I could do. Start the same. Maybe if we cut up a little earlier. Okay. Now, I need to include that there. Nope. I could do this. No. All right. Feel good about this so far. Okay. Can do this. I can almost get it. It's like I need to do that, but then I'm not covering these two dots. Oh, what if... I think I see. Okay. What if I do this? Oops, this. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Right. Oops. Yeah, here we go. Woo! All right, another vault open. That's our third one. And another lockbox. I was right. So, let's open this. And I will write this down. Okay. Need to just... Okay, yeah, we've been drawing them like that so far. Bear with me. Okay. That's where it starts, then it goes around the top. Okay. that is the vault on the beach. Cool. Well, so now we might as well go back down to the windmill. And see what we can see. Okay, here we are. Alright, we still haven't opened up that. I wonder if we've been on... Well, no, we definitely haven't been on the other side, because we would have been able to open the door. But it seems like a lot of the underground areas actually connect to each other through these tunnels, and we just have to find the right way to unlock the connections. Oh yeah, so yeah, we can totally open these now too. But let's watch the video first. Okay. So I think I need to turn what I drew. Oh yeah, so it's kind of upside down. All right. So this is where it starts. And then it just goes around like that. And ends here.
And so, by a backhanded, upside-down argument, was predicted that there is in carbon a level at 7.82 million volts, and then experiments in the laboratory with carbon show indeed that there is. And therefore, the existence in the world of all these other elements is very closely related to the fact that there is this particular level in carbon. But the position of this particular level in carbon seems to us, after knowing the physical laws, to be a very complicated accident of 12 complicated particles interacting. So I wish to illustrate by this example that an understanding of the physical laws doesn't give you an understanding in a sense of understanding significance of the world in any way. The details of real experience are very far often from the fundamental laws. There are, in a way of speaking in the world, we have a way of discussing the world which you could call, we discuss it at various hierarchies or levels. Now, I don't mean to be very precise, there's a level, there's another level, and another level, but I will indicate by describing a set of ideas to you, just one after the other, what I mean by hierarchies of ideas. For example, at one end, we have the fundamental laws of physics. Then we invent other terms for concepts which are approximate, who have, we believe, the ultimate explanation in terms of the fundamental laws. For instance, heat. Heat is supposed to be the jiggling, and it's just a word for a hot thing is just a word for a mass of atoms which are jiggling. For that, fundamentally, we should think of the atoms jiggling. But for a while, if we're talking about heat, we sometimes forget about the atoms jiggling. Just like when we talk about the glacier, we don't always think of the hexagonal ice snowflakes which originally fell. Another example of the same thing is a salt crystal. Looked at fundamentally, it's a lot of protons, neutrons, and electrons. But we have this concept, salt crystal, which carries a whole pattern already of fundamental interactions, or idea like pressure. Now, if we go higher up from this, in another level, we have properties of substances like refractive index, how light is bent when it goes through something, or surface tension, the fact that the water tends to pull itself together, is described by a number. I remind you that we have to go through several laws down to find out that it's the pull of the atoms and so on. But we still say surface tension. And don't worry when we're discussing surface tension of the inner workings, always. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Go on, up in the hierarchy. With the water, we have the waves, and we have a thing like a storm. We have a word storm, which represents an enormous mass of phenomena. Or sunspot, or star, which is an accumulation of things. And it's not worthwhile always to think of it way back. In fact, we can't, because the higher up we go, we have too many steps in between, each one of which is a little weak, and we haven't thought them all through yet. If we go up in this hierarchy of complexity, we get to things like throb, or nerve impulse, which you see is an enormously complicated thing in the physical world, involving an organization of matter in a very elaborate complexity. And then we go on, we come to things, words, and concepts like man, and history, or political expediency, and so forth, which is a series of concepts that we use to understand things at an ever higher level. And going on, we come to things like evil, and beauty, and hope. Now, which end is nearer to the ultimate creator, or the ultimate? So if I make a religious metaphor, which end is nearer to God? Beauty and hope, or the fundamental laws? I think that the right way, of course, is to say that the whole structural interconnections of the thing is the thing that we have to look at, and that the sequence of hierarchy, that all the sciences and all the efforts, not just the sciences, but all the efforts of intellectual kind, are to see the connections of the hierarchies is to connect beauty to history, is to connect history to man's psychology, the man's psychology to the working of the brain to the neural impulse to the chemistry, and so forth, up and down, both ways. And today we cannot, and there's no use making believe we can, draw carefully a line all the way from one end of this thing to the other. In fact, we've just begun to see that there is this relative hierarchy. And so I don't think either end is nearer to God's. And to stand at either end and to walk out off the end of the pier only, hoping out in that direction is the complete understanding, is a mistake. And to stand with evil and beauty and hope, or to stand with the fundamental laws, hoping that way to get a deep understanding of the whole world, with that aspect alone, is a mistake. And it is not sensible either for the ones who specialize at one end and the ones who specialize at the other end to have such disregard for each other. They don't actually, but the people say they do. So. But that actually the great mass of workers in between, connecting one step to another, are improving all the time our understanding of the world, both from working at the ends and working in the middle. And in that way, we are gradually understanding this connection, this tremendous world of interconnecting hierarchies.
If you expected science to give all the answers to the wonderful questions about what we are, where we're going, what the meaning of the universe is, and so on, then I think you could easily become disillusioned and then look for some mystic answer to these problems. How a scientist can take a mystic answer, I don't know, because the whole spirit is to understand. Well, never mind that. I don't understand that. But anyhow, if you think of it, though, right, the way I think of what we're doing is we're exploring, we're trying to find out as much as we can about the world. People say to me, are you looking for the ultimate laws of physics? No, I'm not. I'm just looking to find out more about the world. And if it turns out there is a simple ultimate law that explains everything, so be it. That would be very nice to discover. If it turns out it's like an onion with millions of layers and we're just sick and tired of looking at the layers, then that's the way it is. But whatever way it comes out, its nature is there, and she's going to come out the way she is. And therefore, when we go to investigate it, we shouldn't pre-decide what it is we're trying to do, except to find out more about it. If you say, but your problem is, why do you find out more about it? If you thought that you were trying to find out more about it because you're going to get an answer to some deep philosophical question, you may be wrong. It may be that you can't get an answer to that particular question by finding out more about the character of nature. But I don't look at it. My interest in science is to simply find out about the world, and the more I find out, the better it is. like to find out. There are very remarkable mysteries about the fact that we're able to do so many more things than apparently animals can do, and other questions like that. But those are mysteries I want to investigate without knowing the answer to them. And so altogether, I can't believe the special stories that have been made up about our relationship to the universe at large, because they seem to be too simple, too connected, too local, too provincial. The earth, he came to the earth. One of the aspects of God came to the earth, mind you. And look at what's out there. How can it isn't in proportion. Anyway, it's no use arguing. I can't argue it. I'm just trying to tell you why the scientific views that I have do have some effect on my beliefs. And also another thing has to do with the question of how do you find out if something's true? And if you have all these theories of the different religions, have all different theories about the thing, then you begin to wonder. Once you start doubting, just like you're supposed to doubt, you ask me, is the science true? We say, no, we don't know what's true. We're trying to find out. Everything is possibly wrong. Start out understanding religion by saying everything is possibly wrong. Let us see. As soon as you do that, you start sliding down an edge, which is hard to recover from. And so with the scientific view, or my father's view, that we should look to see what's true and what may not be true. Once you start doubting, which I think to me is a very fundamental part of my soul, is to doubt and to ask. And when you doubt and ask, it gets a little harder to believe. You see, one thing is I can live with doubt and uncertainty and not knowing. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. I have approximate answers and possible beliefs and different degrees of certainty about different things, but I'm not absolutely sure of anything, and then many things I don't know anything about, such as whether it means anything to ask, why we're here, and what the question might mean. I might think about it a little bit. If I can't figure it out, then I go to something else. But I don't have to know an answer. I don't feel frightened by not knowing things, by being lost in a mysterious universe without having any purpose, which is the way it really is, as far as I can tell, possibly. It doesn't frighten me.
Okay. That was a little long, but I liked that. I'm pretty sure that was Richard Feynman. I think he's a physicist, of course, was a physicist, and I'm pretty sure both clips were him, although I've never seen footage of him that young before in the black and white clip. There's definitely a lot of things we could take from that, but in particular, the thing that stood out to me was when he was talking about the two ends that you could stand at, like the almost like the microscopic level of the fundamental laws, and then drawing a line, getting more and more complicated out to the other end, concepts like beauty and hope and whatever else he said. And it seems like the game is trying to get us to kind of experience that progression, right? So the puzzles have started out really simple, fundamental. Just draw a line from one point to another. And they're adding rules, they're adding complications. They're getting us to just experience ideas like the way that light reflects off of something, for example, like in the desert area, rather than us just thinking like, oh yeah, reflections, I know how those work, like I see them all the time, it's just a part of life. It's rare that we really put reflections like to the test and really experience all the different ways that they can behave. And that actually ties into the quote from a few episodes ago, which was something like symbolic knowledge versus intimate knowledge, right? So you can kind of put concepts into words and know like the textbook definition of them. But that's a little different from experiencing something and feeling it. So I guess that's all I'll say right now. So I think we can open this door. We've got 2 propellers, and we've got a bunch of black and white dots that we need to separate from each other. So we could maybe do something like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, right. I was thinking in pairs, but we don't need to think in pairs anymore. We just need to yeah, so we can include one color that doesn't match in each group. And I guess I don't need to open this door, but let's be thorough. This looks like can we do oh, oh, what if no? Let me think. So do these have to be like in the corners like that? Not necessarily. Like we could do this. Maybe. Or, no. What if we did that? Or what if we did this? Oh, here we go. That'll do it. Okay. So, I mean, that panel was probably totally optional. But it's nice to be complete. Okay, anyway, moving on. What is in here? We have steps going up. And we're coming out in a building. Okay, oh, that's the bay. Oh, I think I know where we are. Yeah. So we don't know how to... This is clearly a thing that we could... Maybe we have to be here. I don't know. Oh, there's a panel here. That's weird. Oh, I think I know how to do this one. It's just out in the middle of nowhere. Alright. Okay. That... Okay, looks like it gave power to this. Oh. That's a shadow puzzle. I don't know if I want to get too caught up in this yet, though. Even though it seems like stuff we could solve. Let me go back in that building. So I guess we could have come in here at any time and seen this hole. And then we would have come down here and there would have been that door blocked off. But what else do we have here? There's this door. This goes out there. Right. And we have this puzzle. We can do this. Or can we? Oh yeah, sure. Um, um, okay, these two, or this could all be a row. But down here, we need to separate those. We could do something like this. No. We could do this. No. um, that's not gonna work. Um, yeah, these either need to be a row or a cube, or they need to be just separate boxes. Like it. Um, Oh. No. Oh, no. It's close. No. Um, okay, let's think. We can't do that, because then these would be together. So that's not gonna work. Because then I can't block this one off. So it seems like I need to do this, right? But then we have white and black in the same square. Like if I did this, there's no way to connect. Yeah, that doesn't work. And I can't do this because now we have the same problem. Let's try this again. Could I... No, I can't. What if I just put that by itself? No. What if I go up here? No. No. Okay, what if I go this way? Yeah, it seems like this or this are the best options, but both of them have problems. I could also stagger them, like if they were kind of stacked, but then one was off to the side. That might do the trick, like if we did that. That must be it. Wow. Hey, look at this. Alright, that took some thought, but okay, I know how to do this. We just need to put lines on two sides of that square that has the triangles in it, and that's done. So what did that get us? I thought maybe it would change the shutters on the window here. But if that's not the case, then maybe we need to just stand somewhere where we see the orange, or whatever color you want to call it, where we see that, yeah, like this almost. Maybe if we stand up there. Oh. Over here. That's pretty close. Is this getting there? Yeah, but we can't quite make it. And we haven't been here yet either, but we've got, we're trying to do something specific. So close. Now I feel like we're too far to the left. Yeah, that's no longer clickable. I think that's the closest we've come. Maybe at the end of the pier? Or, I mean, that's pretty close. No. Maybe at the top of the tower or something. There's a new place. Hmm. All right. Well, we'll do that at some point. But I feel like we're getting, we're kind of aimlessly trying stuff. We need a new goal. And I wish I could... do I have to do it in the reflection? Is that... It seems like there'd probably be... Both would be possible, right? I can't do that. Is there any way we could make that those last two slots filled in by changing something over here? Is that something? That's interesting. It's a little conspicuous. But I don't know. And we opened that door. That should have actually helped. Well, we're not going to forget about this one. It's right out there in the open. I wonder if the buoy would come into play. Maybe we have to be in the boat and line up the buoy with like that last little part there. That's my theory, but we'll come back to that. So we need a new objective. We've got 5 lasers down, so there's still several more to find. This building did look pretty cool. I'm pretty curious to see what's in there. So maybe we'll tackle that in the next episode. That's something to look forward to. I'm going to take a break for now, but yeah, I'll be recording maybe later tonight. We'll see. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you next time.